And they are communicating. Is it a journalism or is it a simple communication? Because sometimes you have to put your research and say, okay, I can find that and so on. This is a journalism or is it kind of like simple communication?
There's a lot of mistrust between the journalists and the scientists. How do we demystify the situation, that relationship? How do we bring it home?
They need to involve each other in a story. Sometimes, especially guys who work online, you are the editor, you are the reporter. So passing your story to a friend, to a colleague, to have a second look at it, to cross-check the facts that you have presented in your story is one way that if they collaborate in such ways, their stories will be rich.
Factual reporting and accurate reporting and writing interesting stories without distorting facts is one of the best tools for this problem.
This time is very special to me because it's a new collaboration with a very promising organization that is the InfoNile. We had a joint project on linking journalists and scientists through various activities. It's a project funded by UNESCO HE, and I'm very proud to work with them. Coming from the science arena, we are very much into the reports and the papers and this kind of work. But to learn how to develop new communication products, this is an added value. Maybe first the setup of the program itself, because picking the right scientists and the right journalists to stay together for the first time, and also picking the topics that we want to start to work with in the co-production, this is an added value. Also the program itself was very interesting because it's not traditional presentations and people talking, but it's an interactive process. A lot of interactive sessions, going to the field, having visits like the visit to MBI. So I think it was a nice setup.
Bringing scientists and journalists together, as it has made these scientists to understand journalists. Because sometimes scientists, when you call, they're like, when they just hear you're a journalist, automatically they know either you're digging for that you write bad things, So they will now know that we call them because we want to inform the public about scientific issues, and that we all exist to actually serve the interests of the public.
For most of the time that I'm doing interviews or talking to scientists, we want scientists and journalists to work together really, because we have a common objectives. We want to inform people, we want to solve problems, we want to educate people. We are on the same footing. So if we both can work together, I think we can achieve so much, and we can make this world a better place. We can solve the world's problems, eliminate the world's diseases, improve policy, do a lot of things if we work together.
I understood that scientists had a problem of understanding how they can publish their stories in a manner that is relevant to the audience. And we journalists also lack resources, especially sources for our stories when we come to produce scientific stories.
My main point of emphasis to the scientists is that when they come up with a body of knowledge, they do not have to limit their medium of communication only through peer-reviewed articles. They should be open to using other platforms to disseminate the information. They can, of course, engage the journalist, but also on their own, there are many of them on social media groups. They can use WhatsApp, they can use Facebook to disseminate bits and pieces of information that they think is relevant. Then for the journalist is try and look out for the scientist, because as journalists you need sources. You are not a scientist. You may have done maybe a science degree, but you've been practicing journalism for the longest period of your life, of your career. So you need people who have invested in research to get findings, to give you the information that you need to beef up your story, to create backgrounds, to give emphasis, but also to explain certain things that may not come naturally to you.
I have picked that there is very thin line between scientific reporting and journalism reporting. Both are sciences, And what is very important is that the journalism, the science writing in the journalist perspective will help us as scientists package the information better for public consumption.